This is the Hub on Hollywood. I'm James. Jamie is on assignment, but we still love movies. Thank you so much for tuning in. On this week's episode, I'm counting down my top 5 movies that I'm looking forward to in 2021. Many of them were supposed to come out last year, but something was happening last year. Things got busy. They just didn't come out in theaters. And so they are coming out this year, some later in the year, but they're still coming out at this time. Now, we will be going into what I'm looking forward to in this new year. But first, thank you so much for watching. If you are watching us on YouTube, please like, please subscribe, hit that bell notification. If you're watching us on Facebook, comment down below, give us a share, give us some love. You can also listen to us on any of the major podcasting streaming services, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere you listen to podcasts, we are there as well. Also, Hub on Hollywood, we are on social media, on Twitter, on Instagram, at Hub on Hollywood. And like I said, we're also on Facebook. So give us a like, give us a share, give us a follow. Now, without further ado, let's get straight into my top 5 list. I have a few more, but starting with number 1, we are starting with No Time to Die. James Bond, he has left active service. His peace, however, is short-lived when Felix, an old friend from the CIA, turns up asking for help. This leads Bond onto a trail of mysterious villains armed with dangerous new technology. Now, this is starring Daniel Craig. He's reprising his role, of course, as James Bond. He's joined by Rami Malek, Ralph Fiennes, and Ana de Armas. Now, production was initially delayed last year after Daniel Craig, he sustained an injury on set. And so not only was the movie postponed because of that, but it was also delayed because of the pandemic. So instead of coming out in 2020, it is now slated to come out in theaters on April 2nd. Number 2 on the list, Spider-Man 3. Now, this follows up Far From Home. We follow Spider-Man, Peter Parker, Tom Holland. The last time we saw Spider-Man, he was fighting Mysterio. He defeated Jake Gyllenhaal, but his secret identity, Spider-Man's secret identity, is dropped in front of the whole world. And at the very end, we are left with quite the cliffhanger. And so this movie is going to, I imagine, follow that. Going to find out what happens after Spider-Man's identity is revealed. But also, this is going to be a monumental movie because this is going to be, it looks like, going to be introducing the multiverse in a full-fledged action. We have previous Spider-Men in talks to return, including Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. Not only are they rumored to be appearing in Spider-Man 3, we're also going to be seeing apparently Doc Ock from the first trilogy and also Electro, played by Jamie Foxx. Now, this one is going to be interesting because this is going to be tying into Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness, which also ties into WandaVision, that's also streaming on Disney+. Now, Spider-Man 3 coming out in December, so it looks like hopefully at that time everybody will have... will be vaccinated up, we'll have somewhat of a herd immunity, and theaters will be open. But December, Spider-Man 3, looking forward to that. Now, talking about number 3, coming in there is In the Heights. Now, this is from the brain of Lin-Manuel Miranda, yes, of Hamilton fame. Now, In the Heights is the film adaptation of his musical with the same title. Now, this follows a bodega owner, played by Anthony Ramos, who is also in Hamilton. Now, he has mixed feelings, his character has mixed feelings about closing his store and retiring, heading off to the Dominican Republic after he inherits his grandmother's fortune. Now, this I am really looking forward to because after I became hooked on Hamilton and listened to the soundtrack repeatedly for years, I then went on to In the Heights, listening to the work of Lin-Manuel Miranda and also watching the play, which is on YouTube, so I would check it out. But this is just another gift from Lin-Manuel Miranda that I'm looking forward to. This is coming out on June 18th in theaters and also on HBO Max. Number 4. I believe this is number 4. Bob Odenkirk. He plays a man with a wife and kids in the movie called Nobody. So this pretty much follows a seemingly simple man in a seemingly simple life, but one day, Bob Odenkirk's character, his house is broken into. Now, he has the opportunity to sneak up and attack those that are breaking in. However, he doesn't do that. It leads to his son getting a good shiner on his eye, leads to him losing respect from his wife, from the neighborhood. But a lot of that is quickly overturned when he intervenes and helps a woman who is on this bus being harassed by a group of men. And it's then that we learn that this guy, this dad, he can actually fight, and he actually has a pretty shady life. And this movie, compared to John Wick, obviously with Keanu Reeves, where a guy goes on a rampage after his loved ones are targeted. It looks really fun. It looks like a John Wick, but a little more comedy, but just as much action, which the action looks really great. This movie also starring Christopher Lloyd, Doc Brown, yeah, which is great because my girlfriend and I just binged Back to the Future 1, 2, and 3 this past week, so anything with Christopher Lloyd is fantastic. This comes out in theaters on February 26th. Now coming in at number 5, Nomadland, starring Frances McDormand. She plays a woman who embarks on a journey through the American West after losing everything during the Great Recession. She begins to live a life, a van-dwelling, modern-day nomad life. Now, this movie is pretty cool. Apparently, it uses a lot of non-actors who are actually nomads, people who wander the America, the world, really. Now, these people are not homeless. They are just without a home. They choose to live like this. And I thought this movie, this is getting a lot of buzz already in the film festival circuit. But the trailer itself looks amazing. I'm really looking forward to this. The scenes look very real, very raw. And again, Frances McDormand, you really can't go wrong with that. Now, I know that was the top 5, but I have to squeeze in these 2 movies, and my excuse is they're both related, kind of related. Tom Cruise, he's back in Cruise Control. I'm looking forward to Mission Impossible 7. I loved Ghost Protocol. And also the latest one, Fallout, that came out in 2018. I thought Mission Impossible Fallout is the best Mission Impossible movie. You have Tom Cruise doing these insane stunts that no one else can do, breaking ankles, but still carrying through. Tom Cruise in his personal life, you say what you will, but that man knows how to make a really good action flick. So I'm really looking forward to Mission Impossible 7. This is the 7th installment in the Mission Impossible franchise. Again, we have Tom Cruise coming back, Ving Rhames, Simon Pegg, Rebecca Ferguson. And you know what? Mission Impossible 7, we have to thank this movie, because without this movie, we would not have gotten that amazing COVID-19 rant that Tom Cruise bestowed on his crew. But yeah, Mission Impossible 7, that's coming out in November. And also coming out earlier, the same year, 2021, Top Gun Maverick, the sequel. Tom Cruise returns to the cockpit of a fighter jet after the classic 1986 movie Top Gun. Now, there are a lot of nods to the original. We have a barroom singing scene, as well as some good old beach volleyball. You can't have a Top Gun movie, apparently, without greasing up some men and women and having them go play beach volleyball. But the trailer pretty much goes over the basic synopsis of this. Tom Cruise's character, he refuses to promote in the Air Force, which means that he would no longer be in a fighter jet. So, he says, I'm good being a captain. I'm going to keep flying. He has the need for speed. And this is coming out quickly on June 2nd. So that is my top 7 list of movies that I'm really looking forward to in 2021. There are other ones I may include down below, but let me know what you think. What are you looking forward to? Are you going to be returning to the movie theaters when they open, once everybody kind of gets on the same page of vaccinations and COVID safety? Or are you going to stick to the streaming services? I imagine many, if not all of these, will also be coming out simultaneously in theaters and also on a streaming service, whether that be Netflix, HBO Max, or Amazon Prime. But yeah, please let me know what you think. Please comment down below if you're watching us on YouTube, on Facebook. Also, give us a tweet. We're on social media. We're on Twitter at Hub on Hollywood, also on Instagram. But this was the Hub on Hollywood, a little shorter one, but still just as sweet. Thank you so much. I'm James, and until next week, bye.